surprising for the first day. No pads. I think the team wants to be good, and it's amazing that 8 weeks in the off season of just lifting and running. I mean, there hasn't been much work that's separate. They've been completely intertwined in terms of the workout groups, etc. And so, what I think it shows is that Riley's very competitive, and there's a lot of defensive players that are competitive. So I think that's what looks like the identity might be already emerging.
Coach, how excited are you for Riley to be, your guy? No controversy, no drama.
Well, at the same time last year there was no controversy, no drama, right? So, no, I like Riley. I think he's just tough, and I think the team believes in him, and he's brought us from behind a couple times in pretty tough circumstances, and I think he has great leadership, and so I'm confident that we'll be able to continue to improve, especially with him starting his second year.
Senior quarterbacks have always thrived in this system. Do you see that as Riley's future this year?
Man, I hope so. That's for any system, a senior quarterback helps, and we as a coaching staff need to make sure we give him every chance to do that, and I think he will.
What is your goal as you start spring ball? What are you trying to accomplish?
It depends per team, but in this particular case, we always have spots to refill. So we're looking to establish a 2 deep by the time we come out of spring, meaning trustworthy players that we think we'll be able to count on in a starting or backup role. Then there's some scheme ideas that through the self-study that we see that we can do better, things to eliminate, or new things we want to try. So we get some of those experimented on. And then really it becomes developing the chemistry of this particular team and getting a great idea of what that's going to be. We saw a little bit of that emerge today. See where that ends up in 15 practices, then try to design a program for 2012 that will leverage that.
Specifically, Bronco, what are you looking at on the first day?
Just so much teaching the first day. You get to some teamwork just to give the kids a chance to get that out of their system. But we don't expect great execution on day one. But what we do really want to see is just a chance to teach and get players reintegrated into their spots, into their system, and then by this upcoming Friday, it should look quite a bit different in terms of execution. So we'll teach for 3 days, and then hopefully the execution will be noticeably different by Friday.
So how much of that did you see from what you were looking for?
The experienced players, quite a bit. From the inexperienced players, the gap and the deficit is huge. So that's always the challenge in putting a new team together, is closing the gap from the inexperienced players and pushing those that already know what to do at a higher level. And so kind of 2 separate paces go on at the same time.
Second year as an independent, do you feel you have a better feel of what you're going to face and what you need to get accomplished?
It really wasn't that big of an adjustment, other than a lot more people saw us on TV. We are going to be traveling more through independence, but I'm willing to travel and play the best teams we can play. And so I think our team knows that, I know that, and then eventually in 2013 we'll have a great schedule with also a bunch of good teams coming to Provo. So yeah, I think we have a good idea of what's coming.
Maybe taking Riley out of the equation, because it seems like an obvious one, but who else are you looking for to be a leader on this team?
Oh, I've already seen it through the off season. Cody Hoffman is doing a really nice job. He's worked extremely hard in this off season, and I love the way that he's coming along. We've got some veteran offensive linemen hurt, so that's been a little difficult, but it's giving guys like Mike Elisa, Josh Quezada, and some of the skill players more of a chance to lead than maybe what would happen if some of the linemen, returning linemen, didn't have surgeries. So it'll always work out well in terms of giving opportunities.
Last week you didn't sound very optimistic about Yona being out here. Was that a pleasant surprise to see him out here?
Yeah, I had no idea he'd come out and be able to run around like that. I didn't think I'd see him till the summer, and he looked pretty good.
This year you're not breaking in any new assistant coaches. How much of a difference does that make?
Remains to be seen. I know in the staff room and the meetings things just are flowing so much faster. I hope it shows in the way that we practice and the way that we play and the way we execute by the fall, and I would think that's what's going to happen.
A little heated the first day, a couple of
surprising. Yeah, normally the first day isn't so heated, but both sides are competitive and have good leadership, and neither side within the team wants to lose, and so that's a positive thing. It's just going to put more pressure on me to manage it. All right.